G'day, John Elliott from News Talk ZB. What are you focusing on this week as you count down to this test match?
Well, there's many things that we're focusing on, we're just going about our week slowly. Had a good session yesterday. The intensity was a little bit higher than usual because of the bye week, and then a really good intense session today, which you sort of got the feeling that the boys are ready to go now, but we had to hold them back a little bit. And but it's great. It was a good session. We're just enjoying getting back into work really after having a pretty not an idle week last week, but sort of no test at the end of it. So this week feels sort of great around just being able to get back to work.
Is everyone on site or in camp fit for selection this week?
Yep, we're all fit and available.
Beauden, do you feel that edge that John's talking about as well in camp, coming off those consecutive losses? Is there an edge to training at the moment?
Yeah, there certainly is, especially after a week off with no game. We certainly didn't treat it like a week off. We worked on our game, we trained very hard, and we're excited that we've got something to look forward to this weekend. A game to focus on, and we want to finish strongly in this competition and finish our year on a high.
As a fullback, what kind of troubles are you having with that defence as an attacking unit, which I suppose didn't cohesively work in that Argentina game? How difficult at fullback was it for you to imprint yourself on that game?
Look, we've learnt a lot from it, and we've been training areas where we're going to look to exploit that defence. So we're aware that there is opportunity, and it's just about us executing it and seeing it. So, we're excited that we can break that wall down.
How tricky have you found it as a backline to break through in that last game?
Yeah, we clearly saw opportunities in the review. We didn't feel and see that in the game, so we're kicking ourselves for missing those opportunities. And whilst it felt like they gave us nothing. Looking at the tape is always easy, and as long as we learn from that and look to exploit it this weekend.
Thanks.
Hey, Beauden, Luke Robinson here from Newshub. I guess given how tight this Tri Nations competition is now, and those recent couple of results, where does this test rank in terms of importance for you over your career?
Every test is important. Every opportunity we get in the black jersey is one we want to make the most of and do the jersey proud. So, obviously it's the last one of the year. It's a great opportunity for us to end on a positive note, and we've got an opportunity to win the competition. So we clearly respect the opposition this weekend. That is Argentina. We have to go about our work and, just take it one day at a time, because as John's already mentioned, we're pretty, there's plenty of edge around, and we can't play the game too soon.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that the All Blacks lose, back-to-back tests. Can you put your finger on where it's been going wrong for you? Obviously, you've been around for quite a while. Is there something that feels a bit different or a bit off?
Look, it's clearly been our discipline. The last two games of... You've seen referees being forced to make some big decisions and a lot of penalties against us, and probably both teams, to be fair. So we can't give them any opportunity to do that. That starts with us and our discipline. So, you look at our attack and defence, and you can pick that apart as much as you want, but it starts with us not giving the refs anything.
Just on that, John, how much have you been working on last week and also this week about that discipline, and how do you train that heading into this week?
Yeah, we have put a big focus on it during training. We're putting the players under pressure. Fozzie's been working really hard on that, just to come up with some creative games. Where potentially the players might get a little bit upset and with some of his decisions, especially his refereeing. And and that's just part of it. So yeah, that has been a big focus for us off the field as well, and so we feel like we've come a long way in that space, and I think we definitely a lot of the players have learnt more about that, just about controlling their emotions on the pitch. When things don't go so well, how we go about that, how we help each other as well out there. So these are all things that have been a big focus for us last couple of weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Hi guys, Dowie here from TVNZ. Beauden, if I start with you, discipline you can work on, breaking down defences you can work on. I guess the one thing you can't train is how much heart a team has out on the pitch. So are you confident that what you've seen in terms of the hurt maybe after the wash-up of that Argentina game, that there's enough heart in this team for a rematch?
Absolutely.
Was that something you felt was missing? Obviously, it was something Paddy said in the post-match press conference.
Look, I don't think you can question our heart. You can probably question the missed opportunities and the lack of taking them. Like I said, we learnt from our review that there were a lot more than we felt out in the game. Our intent may not have been where it needed to be at times, but that's something we can learn from. But look, there's no doubting our heart and our desire to win and to do the best in this black jersey.
And I guess over to you, John. I mean, how much is that down to the players to be driving the sort of emotional side of going into this fixture? And is that something that you leave entirely to them, or do you have to step in as coaches?
No, we're all in it together. We've got some experienced coaches. We've got some very experienced leaders. Obviously, we all go about. We've got structures that we put into our week, and we come up with our plans on and off the field, and everything's addressed, and nothing's. We don't leave any stone unturned, if you like, for a better word. So, I agree with Bodie. We don't have to question our heart. We do have to question some of our decision making and some of what we see out on the park, and those are things that we're continually addressing. But unfortunately, particularly against the Argentina side, we missed those opportunities and put us under pressure, and along, like Bodie said, along with the discipline.
Awesome, thank you.
John, hi, Neil from AFP here. Question for Beauden. You said it was discipline that let you down. You've been in the All Blacks environment for a long time. I mean, this wasn't a one-off match where discipline let you down. It's happened at least a couple of times. Why is that happening now? Where does that failure come from now when it hasn't happened in the past?
That's a good question. We've reflected on that, and it starts with the individual. Every player has to have their ways to get back to the moment and not let those little frustrations get the better of them, which gives the referee no option but to penalise us, and it hurts the team. So it starts with the individual. It's like a skill, or it's like our physical training. We need to train the brain as well, and put away time in our week, plan for it, so that we are growing the mental side of the game, because it is a huge part of the quality of an All Blacks team.
And just one for John. Could I just check how obviously with the new coaching regime, you've been trying new combinations on the field. Can I just ask how the coaching unit is gelling off the field, how you're all getting on there?
Yeah, no, we're getting on fine. Obviously, it's like anything that's new. It takes time to grow and to get better. And I certainly feel as we've come along as a coaching group, we've got stronger and more confident in everything that we do. And Fozzie's leading us really well. And that's a big part of his role. He gives us opportunity to drive our areas, and that's that's great. He's really inclusive. And helps us out as well and gives us direction. So we've all and as a group outside of what Fozzie does for us, we're starting to understand each other better and better and better. So yeah, it's getting better all the time.
John, as you mentioned, as has been mentioned, you come off a couple of losses, but you've also had 2 weeks since your last game. How have those elements played into selection? Because it's a bit of an unusual scenario having that long break, and also an unfamiliar scenario of losing back-to-back games for the first time in, I think it's 9 years or something like that.
We ideally we wanted to give everyone time on this trip. We have a lot of new fellas, and we wanted to reward them with time. Some have got that, some haven't. Some haven't got a lot. But that's just the nature of being with this team. It's not a given right to be selected for the All Blacks. It's we don't have a lot of tests, and we got to do, as selectors, we do what's best for the team. But right now we're in a situation where we have to do really well, like Bodie said, around this weekend in terms of the Tri-Nations. That's the trophy that we're after now. We've got the bled put away, and now we're in for a sniff at the Tri-Nations, and we'll be going hard at that.
And just on someone like Akira, is he pushing pretty hard? I think he was unfortunate in that Brisbane test, relegated to the bench with the red card, and wasn't in the mix last week. What is he? Someone that's potentially pushing for an opportunity? Yep,
definitely. And Hoskins we're looking at as well, and Dalton Papali'i hasn't had a lot of time as well. So all these players have been fantastic through Super Rugby, and they've been great on this trip as well, around being, if they come off the bench or if they're helping us getting prepared, they've all I can't fault them. So they all deserve an opportunity. It's just whether they get it.
Yes.
G'day, John. Mark here. Can I know this is just your first year as a coaching group, but in terms of the trends of the game, I'm just wondering what you've noticed. The Pumas obviously were able to strangle you with their fast defensive line a couple of weeks ago, and we're seeing England in the north really dominate without the ball. Big time tackle stats, so I just wondered, do you sense or do you feel kind of a trend in the game, or has that been happening for a wee while now around, I guess, the domination of defences?
Yeah, I think it's been happening for a while now. I mean, if you remember right back, a few years ago, they changed the rules around the breakdown to favour the attack, and but then defences got smarter around the breakdown, around how they can keep 14, 15 bodies on their feet, and that's something that I know that the sides up north do, and it's certainly something that Argentina do. So, but we've got to, like Bodie alluded to it before, we do see opportunities, but we've got to be good enough to be able to take those opportunities and see that space and look to get the ball to that space. And that's not just running the ball, it's also kicking and applying pressure in different parts of the game as well. So, you're right, defences are getting real good, and that's when the All Blacks generally get beaten. It's when defences dominate our attack, and but we've like I said earlier, we just keep working real hard. We know what the Argentinians are all about now. We've seen them play twice, and we'll see how we get on against them on the weekend.
Thanks. But can I just ask? How would you characterise your 2020 season? 2020's been a weird year for everybody with the stop-start nature of it and everything. Does it feel like you've been able to kind of, find your best stuff, or have you been a little bit frustrated this year?
Oh, look, it's I aim for perfection, but I know that it's not achievable. So I'm always working to be better each day. Look, I'm happy with where we're getting to at the start of the year with the Blues, and I'm excited with the potential that we have there. and yeah, with the All Blacks, it's been great to obviously have some games. Locking up the Bledisloe was huge, and we've now got an opportunity to win the Tri Nations. So look, I'm all about the team first. Whilst doing that, it's about me being better each day, and whether it's at 10 or 15 at the moment, I'm just putting my hand up wherever I can. So yeah, I'm just enjoying each day as it comes, because that's all we can sort of focus on at the moment.
Thanks, mate.
Any last questions?
Beauden.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Beauden.
Sorry, Anna.
No, that's all right. That's all good. Beauden, I was just going to say, are you also enjoying, the final week of having a full night's sleep before you get home to Billy?
Yes. We'll be going up to Japan together next week, so I can't wait for that. I think we have 2 weeks in isolation up there, so I've got plenty of time to take over and give Han a break, but I'm really looking forward to that. So thanks for checking in.
Awesome. Yeah, no worries, man. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers.